Welcome, everyone, especially to all you young, aspiring athletes tuning in. Today, we're diving into an incredible explainer. We're looking at a story of absolute resilience, unparalleled skill, and true leadership. So let's jump right in. What makes a goalkeeper truly legendary? I mean, is it just about making saves, or is it something deeper? Is it the way you lead your team when literally everything is on the line? Today, we're tracing the hero's journey of a player who answered that exact question every single time he stepped onto the pitch. Iker Casillas.
Chapter 1. The Boy from Móstoles.
Okay, so every legend has a beginning, right? And Iker definitely didn't come from football royalty. In fact, at age 7 or 8, he was given this super important job: post his dad's football predictions for the weekend. And his dad had somehow correctly predicted all 15 results. But young Iker completely forgot to post them. That one little slip-up cost his family an estimated 1.2 million euros. I know, right? It's a hilarious, totally relatable reminder that before he was a global superstar, he was just a normal kid making normal kid mistakes.
But hey, he more than made up for it on the pitch. In 1990, he joins Real Madrid's famed youth system, La Fábrica. Fast forward to 1997, at just 16 years old, he gets called up to the senior squad for a Champions League match. And then by 1999, he makes his official La Liga and Champions League debuts. I mean, his rise through the ranks was absolutely meteoric.
Chapter 2. Becoming Son Iker.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that number, 19. Just 4 days after his 19th birthday, Iker Casillas started in the UEFA Champions League final against Valencia. Real Madrid won 3-0, making him the youngest goalkeeper ever to play in and win a Champions League final. Imagine that kind of pressure at 19. But he didn't just handle it, he completely thrived.
And it was that exact ability to thrive under immense pressure that earned him a legendary nickname, San Iker, or Saint Iker. Why a saint? Well, because he produced absolute miracles when all hope seemed lost. A perfect example is the 2002 World Cup. Against the Republic of Ireland in the round of 16, he saved a penalty in regulation time, and then saved 2 more in the penalty shootout. He basically became the patron saint of impossible saves. And this brilliantly illustrates how he pulled off those miracles, by totally mastering his unique strengths. You see, Casillas lacked the towering height of a typical modern goalkeeper. At 1.85 meters, which is just under 6'1", he sometimes struggled to command his area against those high, sweeping aerial crosses. But he overcame that physical limit with cat-like reflexes, blinding agility, and absolute dominance in one-on-one situations. He proved to every aspiring player out there that you don't have to be physically perfect for your position, as long as you master your own unique strengths.
Chapter 3. Leading the Golden Generation.
Now we get to see what true captaincy looks like behind the scenes. Leading up to Euro 2012, the Spanish national team was actually in a massive crisis. Not because of a lack of talent, no way, but because of really fierce club rivalries. Tensions between Real Madrid and Barcelona players had severely fractured the locker room. So what did Casillas do? He didn't just ignore it. As captain, he called a summit with Barcelona leaders Xavi and Carlos Puyol. They sat down, hashed everything out, and united the team. That right there, that is true leadership.
And the results of that united dressing room were just staggering. A historic, unprecedented treble in international football. We're talking Euro 2008 winner, World Cup 2010 winner, Euro 2012 winner. As captain, he lifted all 3 of those trophies. Spain was totally unstoppable, and their foundation was built on the unity and security that Casillas provided.
And that security is perfectly summed up by this massive number, 509. During that Euro 2012 tournament, Casillas went a record 509 consecutive minutes without conceding a single goal. He kept 5 straight clean sheets, breaking a long-standing European Championship record set by Dino Zoff. The guy was an absolute wall.
Chapter 4. Overcoming professional setbacks. Because, a hero's journey is never without its dark moments.
In the 2012-2013 season, things changed drastically at Real Madrid. Casillas was surprisingly benched by manager Jose Mourinho. Disagreements went out into the press, and certain factions of the fans actually turned on him, even branding him a mole in the dressing room. For a player who had literally given his entire life to the club, it was devastating. Yet, he didn't lash out. He kept training, kept his composure, and showed all you aspiring players exactly how a true captain handles the absolute hardest moments with grace.
When he finally left for Porto in 2015, his true worth was beautifully summed up by fellow goalkeeping legend Gianluigi Buffon, who said, "You've always been a Real Madrid icon. Good luck in your new adventure. It'll be strange to see you in another shirt." It was a really emotional exit, but one validated by the immense respect of his greatest peers.
However, his biggest test wasn't even on the pitch. In May 2019, during a training session with Porto, Casillas suffered a sudden heart attack. It was a terrifying moment for the entire sporting world, but true to his incredibly resilient nature, within days he was discharged from the hospital, giving a thumbs up to the fans, and though it ultimately led to his official retirement in August 2020, his courage in facing a life-threatening event was, and still is, incredibly inspiring.
Chapter 5. Among the all-time greats.
So the crucial point is, when he stepped away from the pitch, his legacy was permanently secured by some absolutely legendary stats. 167 caps for Spain, making him one of the most capped players in history. A record 5-time world's best goalkeeper, according to the IFFHS, and a staggering 102 international clean sheets, a record proving just how consistently brilliant he was for his country. These aren't just numbers, guys. They are monuments to his undisputed greatness.
But despite all those massive stats, for Iker, it always came back to passion. Just look at what he said about lifting that 2010 World Cup trophy. To watch me lift it, I could watch it tomorrow. I could watch it within 10 years, and it will always make me emotional. For all you young players watching, really remember that. No matter how far you go in your career, that pure, emotional love for the game should never, ever fade. So we're going to end our explainer today with a question for you. Think about Iker Casillas. The massive mistakes as a kid, the pressure as a teen, the incredible, historic highs of the World Cup, and those deep, painful lows of being benched and fighting for his very health. How will you lead your team through both victory and adversity? Take these leadership lessons, apply them to your own athletic journey, and keep striving. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.